Aveiro, the Venice of Portugal where canals and color converge. Welcome to SpeakTop. Explore the real stories of Portugal, city by city. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to join us on this journey through history. Chapter 1. Salt of the Earth: The Real History of Aveiro. Nestled on the Atlantic coast of central Portugal, Aveiro is a city that has been shaped by its unique geography and the resilience of its people. Often referred to as the Venice of Portugal, due to its network of canals, Aveiro's history is as rich and varied as the colorful Moliceiros that ply its waters. The story of Aveiro begins long before the city itself was founded. The region has been inhabited since prehistoric times, with archaeological evidence suggesting human presence dating back to the Neolithic period. However, it was the Romans who first established a significant settlement in the area, drawn by the rich fishing grounds and the potential for salt production. The name, Aveiro, is believed to have its origins in this early period. One theory suggests it comes from the Latin aviarium, meaning place of birds, a nod to the abundant bird life in the lagoon area. Another theory links it to alivarium, referring to the alluvial deposits that characterize the region. The official founding of Aveiro as a town is traditionally dated to 959 AD, during the Christian Reconquista of the Iberian Peninsula. However, it was in the 11th century that Aveiro began to gain prominence, thanks to its strategic location and the growing importance of its port. The 13th and 14th centuries saw Aveiro flourish as a maritime center. The town's economy was primarily based on fishing and salt production, with its salt pans becoming renowned throughout Portugal and beyond. The quality of Aveiro's salt was so high that it became a valuable commodity, traded as far afield as northern Europe. In 1434, Aveiro received its town charter from King João I, a recognition of its growing importance. This period also saw the beginning of Aveiro's shipbuilding industry, which would play a crucial role in Portugal's age of discoveries. The 15th and 16th centuries were a golden age for Aveiro. The town's port was bustling with activity, exporting salt, fish, and ceramics, and its population grew rapidly. It was during this period that many of Aveiro's most significant religious buildings were constructed, including the Convent of Jesus, which would later play a crucial role in the town's history. However, the late 16th century brought challenges. The silting up of the harbor entrance began to cause problems for maritime trade. This issue reached a critical point in 1575, when a severe storm closed the harbor entrance entirely, cutting Aveiro off from the sea. This natural disaster had a devastating effect on Aveiro's economy and population. The once thriving port town fell into decline, with many residents leaving in search of better opportunities elsewhere. The situation was exacerbated by outbreaks of disease, particularly malaria, which thrived in the stagnant waters of the newly formed lagoon. Despite these challenges, the people of Aveiro showed remarkable resilience. They adapted to their new circumstances, focusing on agriculture and continuing salt production where possible. However, the town's recovery was slow, and it would be centuries before Aveiro regained its former prosperity. A turning point came in 1759, when King José I elevated Aveiro to the status of a city. This recognition brought new investment and attention to Aveiro's plight. Plans were made to reconnect the city to the sea, but it wasn't until 1808 that work finally began on a new artificial channel. The opening of this channel in 1808 marked the beginning of Aveiro's rebirth. The city once again had access to the sea, allowing for the revival of its fishing and salt industries. This period also saw the development of Aveiro's famous canals, which were created to facilitate the transport of goods through the city. The 19th century brought further changes to Aveiro. The city became an administrative center, and new industries began to develop, including ceramics production and, later, Paper manufacturing. The arrival of the railway in 1864 further boosted Aveiro's economy, connecting it more closely with the rest of Portugal. One of the most significant events in Aveiro's modern history was the establishment of the University of Aveiro in 1973. This institution has played a crucial role in the city's development, attracting students and researchers from across Portugal and around the world. The late 20th and early 21st centuries have seen Aveiro embrace tourism as a major industry. The city's unique architecture, particularly its Art Nouveau buildings, and its picturesque canals have made it a popular destination. At the same time, Aveiro has positioned itself as a center for innovation and technology, with the university playing a key role in this transformation. Today, Aveiro stands as a city that has successfully blended its rich history with a forward-looking approach. From its salt pans, which still produce the white gold that once made the city prosperous, to its cutting-edge research facilities, Aveiro embodies the spirit of resilience and adaptation that has characterized its history. As we walk through the streets of Aveiro today, we're not just observing a city, we're witnessing the culmination of over 1,000 years of history. From Roman settlement to medieval port town, from natural disaster to rebirth, from industrial center to hub of innovation and tourism, Aveiro's story is one of constant evolution and reinvention. The canals that give Aveiro its nickname may be relatively recent additions to the cityscape, but they symbolize something much older, the enduring connection between Aveiro and the waters that have shaped its destiny. As we explore this enchanting city, we're reminded at every turn of the ingenuity and perseverance of its people, who have turned challenges into opportunities and created a unique urban landscape that continues to captivate visitors from around the world. Chapter 2: A Palette of Traditions. The vibrant culture of Aveiro. Aveiro's culture is a vivid tapestry woven from threads of maritime tradition, religious devotion, artistic innovation, and academic pursuit. Like the azulejo tiles that adorn many of its buildings, Aveiro's cultural landscape is a mosaic of colors and patterns, each element contributing to a unique and captivating whole. At the heart of Aveiro's cultural identity is its deep connection to the sea and the Ria de Aveiro lagoon. This relationship is perhaps best exemplified by the Moliceiros boats, the colorfully painted vessels that have become symbols of the city. Originally used for harvesting seaweed, molico, for fertilizer, these boats now primarily serve the tourism industry. However, they remain an integral part of Aveiro's cultural heritage, their painted panels often depicting scenes from local history or humorous caricatures. The city's maritime heritage is also evident in its cuisine. Aveiro is renowned for its seafood, with dishes like calderada de enguias, eel stew, and bacalhau, salt cod, featuring prominently on local menus. But perhaps the most famous culinary export from Aveiro is ovos moles, a sweet delicacy made from egg yolks and sugar, often shaped like small barrels or shells. Legend has it that ovos moles were first created by nuns in the convent of Jesus, who used egg whites to starch their habits and needed a way to use the leftover yolks. Religious traditions play a significant role in Aveiro's cultural life. The city's patron saint, Santa Joana Princesa, is celebrated annually with a grand procession. Princess Joana, daughter of King Afonso V, lived and died in Aveiro's convent of Jesus in the 15th century, and her life of piety and charity has left a lasting impact on the city's spiritual identity. The convent where she lived is now the Museum of Aveiro, housing a rich collection of religious art and artifacts. Aveiro's artistic heritage is perhaps most visibly represented by its Art Nouveau architecture. In the early 20th century, Aveiro embraced this artistic movement, resulting in a collection of buildings with distinctive curved lines, floral motifs, and colorful tile work. The Art Nouveau Museum, housed in the beautiful Casa Major Pessoa, offers visitors a deep dive into this influential style. The tradition of ceramic production in Aveiro dates back centuries and remains an important part of the city's cultural identity. The nearby town of Vista Alegre, home to one of Portugal's most prestigious porcelain manufacturers, has played a significant role in shaping this aspect of Aveiro's culture. Visitors can explore the Vista Alegre Museum and even watch artisans at work in the factory. Education and innovation form another crucial strand in Aveiro's cultural fabric. The University of Aveiro, founded in 1973, has become a driving force in the city's cultural and intellectual life. The university's commitment to research and innovation, particularly in fields like electronics, telecommunications, and materials science, has helped position Aveiro as a hub of technological development. This blend of tradition and innovation is evident in many of Aveiro's cultural events. The Festas de Ria, held annually in July, celebrates the city's connection to the lagoon with boat races, folklore performances, and gastronomic fairs. Meanwhile, the Confia Conference brings together animators and illustrators from around the world, showcasing Aveiro's embrace of digital arts alongside traditional crafts. Music and performance arts also play a significant role in Aveiro's cultural life. The Teatro Aveirões, a beautiful 19th century theater, hosts a diverse program of plays, concerts, and dance performances throughout the year. The city also boasts several music schools and choirs, continuing a long tradition of musical education and performance. Aveiro's cultural calendar is punctuated by several festivals and events that showcase different aspects of the city's identity. The Feira de Marco, March Fair, one of the oldest in Portugal, combines traditional crafts and modern commerce. The Festival dos Canais transforms the city's canals and streets into stages for music, theater, and circus performances. The Festa de São Gonçalves, held every January, sees locals throwing hard bread rolls from the chapel of São Gonçalves to the crowd below, a unique tradition said to honor the saint's habit of giving bread to the poor. Sports, particularly water sports, form an important part of Aveiro's culture. The city's location on the lagoon and proximity to the Atlantic make it an ideal spot for activities like sailing, windsurfing, and paddleboarding. The São Jacinto Dunes Natural Reserve, just across the lagoon, offers opportunities for birdwatching and nature appreciation, reflecting the deep connection between Aveiro's people and their natural environment. In recent years, Aveiro has also embraced street art as a form of cultural expression. The Urban Art Project has transformed many of the city's walls into canvases, adding splashes of color and creativity to the urban landscape. This initiative reflects Aveiro's ability to blend traditional and contemporary cultural expressions. The culture of Aveiro is also deeply intertwined with its industrial heritage. The city's long history of salt production, fishing, and ceramics manufacturing has shaped its work ethic and community spirit. While many of these traditional industries have declined, their influence can still be felt in the city's culture and identity. Aveiro's multicultural nature, boosted by its university population and growing tourism industry, adds another layer to its cultural tapestry. International students and visitors bring diverse perspectives and traditions, which are gradually being woven into the city's cultural fabric. As we immerse ourselves in the cultural life of Aveiro, we're struck by the harmonious coexistence of old and new, of tradition and innovation. From the centuries-old recipes for ovos moles to cutting-edge research at the university, from traditional Moliceiros boats to modern street art, Aveiro's culture is a living, breathing entity that continues to evolve while remaining deeply rooted in its unique history and geography. This dynamic cultural landscape is perhaps best symbolized by the constantly changing reflections in Aveiro's canals, always moving, always changing, yet always unmistakably Aveiro. It's a culture that celebrates its past while embracing the future, that values both tradition and innovation, and that continues to captivate and inspire all who experience it. Chapter 3. A canal-side odyssey exploring Aveiro's enchanting landmarks. Aveiro, with its network of canals, Art Nouveau architecture, and rich maritime heritage, offers a unique urban landscape that captivates visitors and locals alike. From historic religious sites to modern cultural institutions, from natural wonders to architectural gems, Aveiro's landmarks tell the story of a city that has successfully blended its past with its present. Our journey through Aveiro's landmarks begins at the heart of the city, the Praça da República. This bustling square serves as the main meeting point for locals and visitors alike. At its center stands the statue of João Afonso de Aveiro, a 15th-century explorer who played a significant role in Portugal's maritime discoveries. The square is surrounded by some of the city's most important buildings, including the town hall, with its distinctive clock tower, and the Church of São Domingos, a fine example of 15th-century Gothic architecture. Just a short walk from the square, we come to one of Aveiro's most iconic landmarks, the Aveiro Cathedral, Sé de Aveiro. Originally built in the 15th century as the convent of São Domingos, it was elevated to cathedral status in 1938. The cathedral's facade, with its distinctive Baroque features, stands in contrast to the more austere Gothic interior. The cathedral's bell tower, visible from many parts of the city, serves as a useful orientation point for visitors. No visit to Aveiro would be complete without exploring its famous canals. The Central Canal, which runs through the heart of the city, is lined with colorful Art Nouveau buildings and is the main route for the Moliceiros boat tours. These traditional boats, with their distinctive curved prows and colorful paintings, offer a unique perspective on the city's architecture and history. For those interested in Aveiro's religious history, the Museum of Aveiro, formerly the Convent of Jesus, is a must-visit landmark. This 15th-century convent is where Princess Saint Joanna, the city's patron saint, lived and died. Today, it houses a rich collection of religious art and artifacts, including the princess's tomb, a masterpiece of Baroque art in gilt wood and marble. Art Nouveau enthusiasts will find plenty to admire in Aveiro. The city boasts numerous examples of this early 20th century architectural style, characterized by its organic forms and decorative elements. The Art Nouveau Museum, housed in the beautifully restored Casa Major Pessoa, offers visitors a deep dive into this influential artistic movement. Other notable Art Nouveau buildings include the Casa do Major Pessoa and the Cooperativa Agricola. For a taste of Aveiro's maritime heritage, a visit to the Maritime Museum of El Havo, located just outside the city, is highly recommended. Housed in a striking modern building, the museum tells the story of Aveiro's long relationship with the sea, with a particular focus on cod fishing, which played a crucial role in the region's economy for centuries. Nature lovers should make time for a visit to the São Jacinto Dunes Natural Reserve. Located on a peninsula across the lagoon from Aveiro, this protected area offers a stark contrast to the urban environment of the city. Its extensive dunes, pine forests, and diverse birdlife make it a paradise for nature enthusiasts and birdwatchers. Back in the city, the Mercado do Piques, fish market, offers a glimpse into Aveiro's daily life. While the original 1904 building now houses a cultural center, the modern market next door continues the tradition of selling fresh seafood caught in the nearby Atlantic. It's a great place to experience the sights, sounds, and smells of a traditional Portuguese market. For a more contemporary cultural experience, the Centro Cultural e de Congressos de Aveiro is worth a visit. This modern complex, designed by Portuguese architect João Carreiro de Graça, hosts a variety of events, from concerts and theater performances to conferences and exhibitions. Its striking architecture, which seems to float above a reflective pool, has made it a modern landmark in its own right. The University of Aveiro campus, while primarily functional, is also an interesting landmark that showcases modern Portuguese architecture. The campus was designed by several renowned architects, including Álvaro Siza Vieira and Eduardo Souto de Moura, and its buildings offer an interesting counterpoint to the city's historic architecture. Aveiro's parks and green spaces provide a refreshing contrast to its urban landscape. The Parque Infante de Pedro, also known as the City Park, is a lovely spot for a stroll or a picnic. Its lake, crossed by a romantic iron bridge, is particularly picturesque. Nearby, the Santo Antonio Park offers additional green space and recreational facilities. For those interested in Aveiro's industrial heritage, the Vista Alegre Porcelain Factory and Museum in El Havo is a fascinating landmark. Founded in 1824, Vista Alegre is one of Portugal's most prestigious porcelain manufacturers. Visitors can tour the factory. Thanks for watching SpeakTop. We hope you enjoyed learning about the history, culture, and beautiful landmarks of Portugal's cities. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more fascinating stories from across the country. See you next time on SpeakTop.